Yeah, Bitcoin is in trouble. I'm not going to say that um I don't like to make predictions about this kind of thing, but I think if you have money in Bitcoin, a lot of people have been holding money in Bitcoin for years and years and years, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, thinking that somehow their payday is going to come. They've been holding it for, ever since the hype of 2006, 2017, 2016, 2017, thinking that they're going to be the next ones to get rich. I'm not trying to point fingers at anyone or blame anyone, but I mean, cryptocurrency has always been kind of a hype game. You can't even Google cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or anything of that nature without just getting screamed at. Article after article, just the buy. Crypto's Bitcoin's going to be at 1 million within a month, 2 months. It's going to 1 million by the end of the year. Just all this hype stuff. Just I'm sorry, a lot of that's just nonsense and just hype. So you have all these people putting money in it, institutions putting money in it, and I hate to say it, but it's just a dream. I mean, if cryptocurrency is what it's supposed to be, which is a currency, then currencies are not something that you really invest in. Like the regular investor is not going to be putting money in a currency to make money. You don't buy dollars, hoping that you're going to get rich by owning dollars. It doesn't make sense. Or yuan or any other currency out there. So the whole thing was always a big hype machine where people are just trying to get rich. So now I think what's happening is the chickens are coming home to roost, and we're seeing the big money, which are the big players in here, starting to. And now that the thing's been hyped up over 100,000, which is kind of a psychological level, they're starting to dump and get their money out because this whole thing's been manipulated. If you look at the what cryptocurrency is supposed to do, it's supposed to bring all of these benefits, the speed, the privacy, the 24/7 access to it. I'm sure I'm missing some, but there's a lot of benefits. The decentralization of the processing, which makes it cheaper. All these things that cryptocurrencies are supposed to bring to the table, you never saw that happen with Bitcoin. There was never a business uptake uh, where businesses would accept Bitcoin as a transaction because it's just not safe. The bottom can fall out at any minute, like is happening right now. So I think we're seeing the end of Bitcoin, and the question is why now? And it's because the Fed is finally starting to make its opinion known, and it's commenting on stablecoins. And that makes sense. It's about time the Fed came in here and started saying, what they think about things. And it makes total sense when you start looking at what stablecoins are. It makes sense. Let me check out some of these stable coins, some of the big names. What do we have here? We have let's see, top five stable coins. Top five stable coins. Let's see what the Google machine's telling us. So the number one is Tether. USD coin is the next one. Athena, USDE, and these. Look at Tether. Tether has 183 billion in market cap. Wow. And the next one down, USD coin, has 74 billion, so less than half of the market cap. But you can see Tether has a lot of investment already. And if you go and actually look at the graphs of these stable coins, what you'll notice is they're stable. There's no fluctuation. They peg to the dollar. They're backed by the U.S. dollar, and it's pretty stable at a dollar. If you look at the price, which is exactly what you would want if you're a business or a government. You would want the benefits of a cryptocurrency minus the fluctuation, and that's what we're seeing happen right now. Is if cryptos are ever going to be adopted widespread, they need to be stable. If they're ever going to be used for business purposes, they need to be stable. They can't be a Bitcoin. and they can't be in Ethereum, and they can't be any of these, you know, so many other crypto, like a Doge or Dogecoin or any of these coins that have no real world backing, and the bottom can drop out and they can be manipulated. That's another big thing, a pump and dump. So if they're pegged to an actual asset like the US dollar, they are not going to be easily manipulated, which makes them usable for all kinds of things. So what we're seeing right now is a controlled for now. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but right now it's kind of a controlled exit um exit out of Bitcoin. So if you have money in Bitcoin and you have any kind if you have any kind of profit right now in Bitcoin, you're up 5%, 10%. I would suggest considering taking your money and running at this point, because I think that while it may not crash immediately, the writing's on the wall here. The government's moving in a certain direction, and business is going to start moving in a certain direction. Let one big company, Ford or something, Chevron, Walmart, let one big company start accepting Tether or accepting one of these federally I won't want to say supported, but federally talked about cryptocurrencies, and the price of Bitcoin is going to crash. Of course it is. If you see the government moving in a certain direction and business moving in a certain direction, I mean, it's it's been a fun ride, but I think that it's clear which way the winds are blowing. And yeah, I would definitely encourage anyone who has money sitting in one of these non-stable coins, do a little research, figure out which one, if what you have your money in a stable coin or not. And you might want to think about exiting those positions kind of on the sooner side before the bottom drops out of this thing. I mean, it rose fast. It can drop fast. You'd be surprised how fast something like this can have just a bottom drop out. I mean, what is it? Since October. I guess that's been, what's that, 4, 5, 6 weeks. The thing's dropped 23% in 6 weeks. It hasn't hit its low since April, but it's not very far away from wiping out everything that it had done in 2025, which again was just a big hype game anyway. So it's time to move money into something more secure in the cryptocurrency world. And there's not money to be made like that realistically without massive speculation. I mean, money traditionally you make money in business, or I guess you can make money in gold, but uh, you know, crypto was a new thing. It's already public and it's already mainstream, and the hype is already done. All the growth since 2024 has all been institutional. It making its way into banks, it making its way into traditional portfolios. So, the money to be made investing in Bitcoin at this point is non-existent in my opinion. So that's just my 2 cents. I hope you like the video. I hope you uh, you know, consider which ways the winds are blowing. Thank you guys very much. Have a good day.